Is the Baddies West Season 3, Episode 5 after show. We're going to be getting into all of the things, including Tommy versus Stunna Girl, rehashing the things that they've been dealing with. This episode, I kind of give it maybe a 6.5. It wasn't the best episode they've had, but I was thoroughly entertained for the most part. You better believe we're going to talk about it. Okay, welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here or you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right below this video. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and like the video, because when you do that, that's your way of supporting the channel. And YouTube is going to share this video throughout the YouTube universe, so more people like you can find it. Last but not least, join the conversation. I love to hear what you guys have to say, even though I may not always respond. I do read all the comments, so let me know your thoughts, opinions, reads, comments, concerns, whatever you got to say. Put it in the comments. Just be nice, because I will come after your ass. Okay, now let's get into some things. Okay, I'm excited to be back with y'all. I missed y'all. I haven't done a video in a few days, so we're just gonna jump right on into it. This episode begins how last week's episode picked up, or this episode begins how the last episode ended, which was the beef between Scotty and Razor. We see Scotty and Razor arguing with one another, going back and forth. It's the battle of the pink bonnets. They both have on a pink bonnet. We hear Biggie mention both of these girls are fighting in pink bonnets. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think it was just funny seeing them both fight. They're sitting there arguing, both of them, only one with their bonnets on. It was just whatever. They keep talking about, we can't keep fighting one another. We got to get to the bag. We can't keep doing this. But guess what, ladies? That's not going to happen. You're not going to quit fighting each other, okay? Even though y'all are going to say, let's get to the bag 1,000 times, we know y'all are going to get to the bag. Look, they're going to these clubs in these different cities, right? They're getting paid. They're getting paid to be on the show, so they're getting to the bag. I don't know why we have to constantly hear that. We've been hearing that since Season 1, Baddies ATL. But let's just go ahead and stop with the facade. Like, why do we have to fight? Like, I mean, I'm even guilty of saying that here on the channel. Why are we fighting, y'all? But at the end of the day, let's just own it. It is what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. Zeus is not going to let us have an episode that's not going to involve at least a fight or some sort of argument or altercation. I mean, and that's almost with all TV shows and TV networks. I can't just blame Zeus, but every show is going to have some kind of drama. So we're just going to have to face it and deal with it. Now, Krishan says she's confused because she says, I was touching Razor too. So I don't see why she says she was so violated and offended by Scotty, because I was touching her too. Part of me wonders, did Razor watch Baddies Seasons 2 and see that maybe Scotty wasn't the strongest personality? Not saying Scotty can't hold her own, but I kind of feel like she looked at Scotty as prey. And I think Razor subconsciously thought in the first few days of being there, I haven't done anything in 3 episodes. Let me pop off on this bus while I'm drunk and say that, and I'm not taking away. Listen, Razor may have felt violated, but we saw the footage, right? You at home saw the footage. They were all drunk, touching each other like a lot of girls do. Unless you're one of those girls that don't like to be touched, you simply state that, hey, I don't want to be touched. Y'all, I'm not judging. Y'all have fun, but don't touch me. You could have stated that, but I don't think Razor ever did that. And we saw Krishan touching on her, and we saw Scotty touching her a little bit. And then when it came to the tattoo, Razor says that Scotty tried to pull her panties down to see the tattoo. I don't know if I saw that. I did see Scotty touching her, doing a lot of touching. But I don't know. This is a situation where I don't know. We don't really know. It's all subjective, I think, based off your opinion and what you see. But I don't want to take away from what Razor's saying if she felt violated. But then at the same time, everybody was touching each other and y'all was all touching one another. It's not like Scotty fingered her. Can we just move on? Anyway, they end up apologizing to one another. Razor apologizes to Scotty and says, look, if I came off intimidating or bitchy, whatever, I apologize. Scotty says, look, if I violated you and you felt violated, I understand that. I receive it. They apologize like women, even though everyone thought the apology was fake. Well, not everyone, but Biggie said it in her confessional. Razor said she didn't think the apology was real. But hey, At least they move the fuck on like grown folks are supposed to do, so they can go out to the club and they can have a good time and move on past all the bullshit, right? Because that's what I would be trying to do. Like, we're on this show, I get y'all need drama and y'all need fights, but god damn it, I want to go out. I want to go to the club. I want to go shopping to find cute outfits to go to the club. I want to go to some nice places to eat. We're gonna go fine dining, motherfuckers, 5-star restaurants. Okay, cheers. We're on a fucking show. I mean, I want to enjoy the experience. We never get scenes of them like out to dinner talking, really. You know what I'm saying? I want more of that. Now, not Razor. Natalie talks with Tommy, and she tells Tommy, look, you were good with helping Stunna Girl and Scotty move forward. Now I want to see you move forward with Stunna Girl, because you two had issues. We all know Stunna Girl and Tommy had their issues in the first couple of episodes. So now, producer puppet master Natalie, she knows what she's doing. She's putting all these scenes together. Hey girl, I want you to go apologize to Tommy. I want you to go apologize to Stunna Girl. And then I hope y'all get into a fight and one of y'all rip each other's wigs off and y'all beat each other's ass for the sake of good TV. Let's just be real, right? I mean, I guess at least Natalie's not one of those producers who just gets the producer title and don't do shit. I gotta give her that. At least she's trying to get things going. Not really starting stuff, because starting shit would be telling a lie to a cast member and then having the cast member go around and repeat it, something like that. Natalie's getting the story to flow. In real life, Tommy's just gonna ignore Stunna Girl, right? As the producer, Natalie's like, hey girl, why don't you go talk to Stunna Girl and y'all work this out? You know, she kind of disguises it like that. And in turn, we're going to see Tommy and Stunna Girl talk and it not go well, right? So we got some good TV. So I see what Natalie's doing. Natalie tells Tommy that Stunna Girl and Kat are about to pull up to the Vegas house. Because remember, they're in Vegas now. Get ready to go to the club. Stunna Girl and Kat, they're pulling up. And Natalie is going to pull Stunna Girl and Kat to the side with her and Tommy so they can talk out their little situation. So, Stunna and Kat show up. Natalie tells Stunna Girl, look, you're performing tonight. Tommy's performing tonight at this club that we're going to. I want y'all both to be on the same page so nobody's fighting in the club. Now, let's start with, okay, when it comes to the whole Tommy and Stunna Girl issue and this situationship in the kitchen, when they're both on different sides of that big-ass bar, even though y'all know Stunna Girl hasn't been my favorite in the beginning, but in this situation, I gotta call truth what I see. It seemed like Tommy was coming with the shits right off the bat. Like, she was really, I don't want to say hyped, and I don't want to say aggressive, because that's not really the right word I'm trying to look for. However, she wasn't, when you're going into a situation with somebody where you're talking things out, you two have issues with one another, and you want to talk it out, and you want to move on, you got to come in with a humble spirit. You got to come in respective. Don't have this tone about yourself. Don't do all this, because this is what Tommy was doing right off the bat. Like, look, you know, she wasn't on 10, but she wasn't on 2 either. She was like at a 5 or a 6. And I think that was the issue just right off the bat, because even Stunna Girl tells her, like, look, my issue with you is the disrespect. My issue with you is from the moment I met you, you were disrespectful in your tone. You threw a drink on me. You did the most. And now that I go back to the auditions and I think about that, she did. Let's not forget, I love Tommy, I really do. But let's not forget, Tommy, you was on one. You was either high as a goddamn giraffe pussy or you was drunk as a goat. I don't know which one it was, but you was turned up and you was starting shit with the girls. Am I wrong or am I right? Somebody let me know here. So I could kind of see where Stunna was coming from. Like, Tommy, you should have came in just a little, because here's the thing about Stunna. She wasn't raising her voice. She didn't have the nicest tone, but she was talking like this right here. Like, just like this right here. There wasn't any, she's very monotone when she speaks. She's very just like this when she speaks all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with it. But I also don't get passive aggressiveness from that as much as I did Tommy's tone. Do y'all agree with me on that? In the kitchen, whose side were y'all on in that situation? Tommy or Stunna Girl? Who do you feel like was in the wrong and in the right in that situation? Because Tommy was zooted at them auditions, y'all. She was zooted. Now, things end up going left between Tommy and Stunna. Nothing gets resolved. But Tommy, like I said, she's the one doing the most here. I feel like she's fueling the fire. Like, for instance, going around the bar. At one point, she went around the bar like she was getting ready to fight. Like, it's not going to go well. Y'all are trying to resolve things here. Y'all are trying to apologize to one another. It's not going to go well if you're ready to go around the bar. Like, just chill the fuck out. Try to understand where the other person is coming from. If somebody says, I feel like you had a disrespectful tone, you know what? My intention was not to have a disrespectful tone with you, but I apologize for that. I apologize for my actions if that's how I came off to you. Something, something. Just be humble and grown and adult about it. But the problem here is, and even Kat says it at one point, Kat says there's a lot of ego. That's the problem. It's the ego. Stunna don't think she's wrong. Tommy doesn't think she's wrong. So are they ever going to get resolved? No. No. Now, Stunna Girl calls Tommy a grandma. And she's done that since the beginning of the season. That's been her go-to line, is calling Tommy a grandma. And I just don't get that. Like, I really don't understand it when young people try to age shame young people. Because if Tommy is 40, she's still young, baby. And you better hope you live to see 40, Stunna Girl. With the type of lifestyle you be living, allegedly locking people in dog cages for days. I just realized I got my heater on, and I hope that's not affecting the sound. So if y'all hear like a in the background, it's my heater. But Tommy, like, okay, it's almost like when 20-year-olds call 30-year-olds old. Oh, you're old. Like, really, girl? Really? You better hope you get to 30. You better hope you get to 40. You better hope you have half the wisdom I do. You better hope your shit is together. You got a house. You got a whatever. All the things that you need to have. Because I just like, grandma, I could see if Tommy was, and even if she was 50. 50 is still not old. 50 is the new 40. 40 is the new 30. 30 is the new 20. You know what I'm saying? If you look at a 40 or a 50-year-old back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, they look totally different than they do now. So, and Tommy looks good for her age. If she's 40, I want to look that good at 40. I think her body's banging. She looks great. Yes, granted, she may have had surgery, but who cares? If you want to go have surgery and make yourself feel better, and it looks good, money well spent. Good for you. Live your life. Live your fucking life. Now, Stunna Girl throws a shoe at Tommy. And I'm like, see, Stunna, I was on your side here for a minute because you wasn't doing the most, but now you doing the most. But she said, Stunna Girl said, Tommy's trying to come around the counter. I'm not going to have this shit. So she chunks the shoe. They both just want to fight each other, I think. At the end of the day, they should just let them scrap it out, just like they did Krishan and Rolly. Let Stunna and let Tommy fight it out, which they may have already on episode 3. I don't know. They need to do it again. They need to let it out again. I want to see that fight. Now, Stunna says some accusations against Tommy. And I say accusations because we don't know if this shit's true or not. But that's where I need y'all at home watching to help me out here. So if you know anything about any of these accusations we're about to talk about, comment below. Let me know what you know. Post links if you got links to any of these stories. Like, one of the things Stunna says is Tommy is a dope fiend, and she's so high that she can't talk. Her eyes is going this way and that way. We just talked about at the Baddies West auditions how she was high or drunk on something. So I'm not trying to say that validates Stunna's claims, but what's going on here, Miss Tommy? I'm not judging if you do drugs. We just want an explanation to the erratic behaviors. Now, granted, I didn't think she was high on anything in that kitchen scene with with Stunna Girl. I didn't catch that. And I'm not judging. Listen, I like to partake in my own little recreational things here and there, if you know what I'm saying, okay? So I'm not judging. But let's be real here. What's tea? What's tea? Is Tommy on that stuff? Put it in the comments. What's tea? If y'all know anything. We need to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it now. Now, Stunna says Tommy talked all this shit about Natalie, yet she's on her show. That's accusation number 2. So first she's a dope fiend, allegedly. Now she's talking shit about Natalie, and she's on Natalie's show, allegedly. What's the tea? Y'all know anything about that one? What did Tommy say about Natalie? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what she's talking about? Or is she just making this shit up and pulling it out of her ass because she's mad? That's what we're trying to get into right now. Now, another thing that Stunna accused Tommy of was being a child abuser. Accusation number 3. Now, this one is the one that's dirty, baby. Stunna accuses Tommy of being a child abuser, which I can tell struck a chord with Tommy, okay? Now, I'm not saying because it struck a chord that it's true. A lot of times when you struck a nerve with somebody, it's true, but I'm not saying that. We don't know if this shit is true, okay? Because after their argument, the reason why I think it pissed her off is because after Stunna Girl and Tommy, separated themselves, Tommy is venting to Natalie, and she's pissed. Not about the dope theme accusations, not about the I'm not your friend, or I talk shit about Natalie accusation. She's more pissed about the child abuse accusation. And look, rightfully so, even if she didn't do it. Let's say she didn't do it. Just because she's pissed doesn't mean she's guilty, because that's a hell of an accusation. And if she's got businesses, if she's got brand partnerships, I know she's got those new frames she just came out with. Like, this can all hurt her reputation, her career, anything she's got going. And these brands could drop her if they think she's involved with anything with child abuse. And 2, nobody wants to be painted as that type of parent, right? So I could see why she was upset. She's telling Natalie she would never do anything like that, and that she went to jail because she beat up another parent when dropping off her child at school. Now, how that is on the same field as child abuse or equates to child abuse, I don't know. Like, how Stunna Girl's coming up with child abuse and how Tommy is saying she beat another parent up while dropping the child off. Like, how is that correlating? I don't understand. Somebody make it make sense. Let me just Google real quick and make sure I'm not missing anything, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't do my homework, and I should have did my homework. Tommy Lee. Let's see, okay. Oh shit. Love and Hip Hop star Tommy Lee dodges prison time in child abuse. And this was May 31st, 2019. Love and Hip Hop star Tommy Lee escapes hard time in child abuse case with one major caveat. Oh, she used to look really different than she does now. Tommy Lee might want to send her judge a Christmas card this year because despite facing up to 54 years, she won't spend a day in prison if she stays out of trouble for the next decade. The Love and Hip Hop star was sentenced Friday in her child abuse case after pleading guilty to 5 charges, including first-degree cruelty to children. The judge gave her 10 years, but none of them will be served in prison. Instead, Tommy's been ordered to complete a residential recovery program and 12 months of successful aftercare with licensed doctors. If she does that, she'll remain on probation for the rest of the sentence. That's the good news for her. The difficult part is that's a long time to keep her nose clean, and any slip-up could mean immediate prison time. Under her probation conditions, Tommy can't have violent contact with a child, can't travel outside the state of Georgia without written approval, and can't attend work or promo events where drugs or alcohol are present. Can't attend work events or promo events where drugs or alcohol are present. That could make Love and Hip Hop shoots difficult. Hell, that could make Baddies shoots difficult, because we know there's alcohol and drugs all around that set, allegedly on the drugs part. But the alcohol part, we know that to be true, because they be throwing bottles back. She'll also have an 11 p.m. curfew, pay a $1,000 fine, and submit to random drug and alcohol testing. We're told she's already out of custody and in the recovery program. We broke the story that Lee requested entry into the court's mental health program following her arrest and indictment on child abuse charges for assaulting her middle school-aged daughter. A judge denied her, but it seems Tommy's going to get the hell draw. Holy shit, I didn't know that. So Tommy was indicted on child abuse charges for assaulting her middle school age daughter. That's the daughter in the video, in the show, where Tommy says, bitch, my daughter drives a fucking brand new Range Rover. Y'all remember when she said that? Tommy, I didn't know you did this, and I liked you. But now I'm looking at you, say cross-eyed. Now I'm looking at you side-eyed, boo. Not you beat your teenage girl. That is going to leave effects in her. That's going to leave like after effects in her life. Trauma that's going to follow her for the rest of her life. You don't need to be on Baddies, Tommy. I don't know what to think about this. Because at first I was thinking, okay, maybe, where is it at? Maybe the first degree cruelty. I thought maybe the first degree cruelty to children was maybe her child saw her beat the parent's ass at school when she dropped the kids off, and they put that as like a cruelty charge. Because I know, like, you can be smoking weed in a car and have a fucking 12-year-old in the back seat. Hell, I think even a 15, 16-year-old in the back seat. You get pulled over and you get chemical endangerment to a child charge. My brother, that happened to him. Now, with my younger brother was in the car. My older brother was driving. He was smoking pot. My younger brother was like anywhere from 12 to 16 at the time. I don't remember. And my older brother got arrested for chemical endangerment to a child. So I was thinking maybe that charge. Ooh, Tommy, I don't know, baby. I don't know. Because now it's making all these things that Stunna Girl's saying. Are they true? Have you been talking shit about Natalie? Are you on dope? And we ain't judges, Tommy. We just got questions here. We got questions because you're putting yourself out there on this show. You're putting your life out there. We the people. We got questions, baby. Okay, we got to move on. But Stunna, you can't be talking because you allegedly put somebody in the dog cage after beating them, and that's inhumane too. So, this is some wicked shit, y'all. This is some wicked shit. What kind of women they got on this cast? What kind of women do they have on this cast? Stunna, enough with the age jokes. She said, bitch, you're 40 and your career is over. Like, just enough with that. Now, Tommy's packing her stuff. She's pissed after what Stunna Girl said about the child abuse stuff. She says she's catching the flight. I feel like that would be letting Stunna Girl win, in my opinion. Tommy says in her confessional, I'm a motherfucking producer. She says she's not the talent and that she's not going to be intermingling with these girls. But, honey, you are the talent. That's the thing. If you want to be a producer, get behind the camera. You're the talent, too. So you do have to intermingle with these girls. Notice how they're always letting Tommy go off in separate cars and stuff because the girls are getting into it with her. Tommy needs to be riding the bus with them, too. She's part of the cast, right? Just because you're a producer don't mean I mean, come on now. Because I don't feel like if you're going to be a producer and you feel like you should have more authority over people or you should have this air about yourself, you don't need to be a producer. Stick to one or the other if you can't balance the two, because we don't like to see it. Now, I think the problem with Stunna and Tommy when it comes to them, I think they just have, honestly, I think that they just have different perceptions of how everything was handled. It's really ego and perception. That's all it is. And I don't think anybody's going to change ultimately. Natalie, if you're watching this, and I'm not being shady, y'all, I promise you I'm not being shady when I say this. But if you struggle with irritable skin, if you struggle with skin damage, scarring, acne scarring, blackheads, fine lines, wrinkles, or anything like that, I'm telling y'all, I would not be telling. I'm just trying to be real, because Natalie, like, I want to give her this. And look, my skin is not perfect. I'm not perfect. I have flaws. I have tons of flaws, but I really want to help people out there who have damaged skin. And I see how Natalie's kind of is. This right here literally will change your skin. Any issue you have with it, it will change your skin, okay? I promise you. Now, I'm gonna be real. It's expensive. It's about $200, but it's an investment for your skin. Natalie, hit me up, girl. I will help you, and it will change for the better. Money back guarantee. There's nothing like that out there. And I just have to tell people when I see things, because I feel like it'll really help them, and it'll make them boost their confidence, make them feel better about themselves. And if you are interested in it as well, I'll put the link in the description. Now, Natalie's trying to convince Tommy to stay, which I don't think Tommy's going to go. When I was watching, I'm like, she's not going to go anywhere. They're going to convince her to stay. She's just being a little dramatic for the cameras. And two, she's got a contract, right? She can't just up and leave 3-4 days into filming. Girl, we got 2 more weeks of this shit. You got a contract. All the girls are getting dressed and glammed to go out. Tommy says that she's going to end up staying. She decides, I'm going to stay. I have to represent. I'm not going to lie, y'all, though. I need more info on this Tommy situation with the child abuse stuff. I don't want to convict her right away and just throw her away. But if anybody has more information on that, please comment below and let me know. Now, on the way to the club, Krishan is praying while they're holding blunts. She praying. Everybody praying their heads down. They all holding blunts, got bottles in their hand. I'm just like, fix it, Jesus. Good God, fix it. Now, listen, every city that these girls go to on this tour, you can't deny the star power that the Bad Girls Club and the Baddies franchise has, because every club these girls go to, the fans are there. They're flocking to them. They want pictures. They're screaming their names. And it's pretty cool to see. So, I mean, all these years later, this Baddies, Bad Girl brand is still a big thing. And Natalie was smart as fuck for capitalizing on it. Now, I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all can't tell me that we've talked about this before. DJ Diaper Booty, also known as DJ Sky High Baby. She is such a co-writer. Like, such a co-writer. Like, she gets out of the bus. Her and Krishan are walking up. Everybody's like, oh my God, Krishan. And here goes DJ Sky High, baby. Like, no, but we don't know who you are. They don't know who you are. Like, this is my problem. I get her and Krishan are friends. But why don't you try to get to know any of the other girls? Why do we always see you, like, huddled up right next to Krishan, trying to get her shine, trying to get her moment? Always trying to answer for her. Like, I just don't trust this DJ Sky High, baby. I don't know what it is, but she does not seem genuine. She seems like she's just... And two, she was casted last minute, so I'm like, I don't know. I need more information to DJ Diaper Booty, because it's like, shine on your own and stop dick riding, because I don't trust her for shit. She will... That's, like I told y'all before, that's the type of girl that's gonna fuck Blueface behind Krishan's back. Watch what I'm saying. Now, another thing, let's get into the performances. And this is another thing I've noticed about Natalie. And I like this about Natalie. She is a very fair and balanced doing this producer job that she's doing, because when she was announcing all the girls on the stage, welcome the Baddies. The Baddies are here. I want to, she was really giving each girl their props. Even though she's had issues with some. Look at her and Rolly and the issues they had the last reunion. I didn't think they would ever be filming or hanging out together again. But Natalie and Rolly both put that to the side. They both hang out. They're both cool with one another, it seems, for the show, for the betterment of the show. There doesn't seem like there's grudges being held. Natalie could have been petty and skipped Rolly on purpose, but she didn't do it. So I respect that about her. She doesn't seem like she ever holds grudges. Now, Rolly points out that she says, we have a DJ with us, but she's not DJing, which I thought was funny, because y'all remember at the beginning of the season, they said they were bringing a DJ along, DJ Sky High Baby, so they would have an official Zeus DJ. But maybe, I'm like, why is she not DJing at the club? What events is she going to DJ at if she's not going to DJ at the club? Because it seems like the clubs have their own DJs. I don't know. It's just all very confusing to me. Is she the DJ? Is she a baddie? Is she both? Like, it was a valid question that Rolly pointed out. Now, we see Rolly perform. We see Stunna Girl perform. We see Tommy perform. We see Krishan perform. And we see Low London perform, surprisingly, at the end. Now, out of all those performances that we saw, I feel like the two, or the ones that had the most potential, the ones who have the best songs, the best performances, was Krishan and Stunna Girl. No shade to Rolly, no shade to Tommy, and no shade to Low London, but they all three need some work. Stunna Girl's song, it sounds like a hit. And I feel like I've heard it before. The throw it in rotation song, right? She's got the look. Her attitude ain't the best, but she's got the look and she got the music down pat. Krishan, she's got the look. Her attitude ain't the best either, but she's got the music as well. Her song is a vibe. They both, to me, have the most potential when it comes to music. When it comes to this, having a music career, how do y'all feel about that? Let me know. What were your favorite performances from the girls at the club? Who has the most potential to you? Whose music do you feel like will really stick out of all those girls? Let me know. Did y'all notice Natalie? What was wrong with her? Because I'm like, Natalie, are you high on something? And I'm not trying to accuse everybody being on drugs. I'm not. I just sometimes question some of this behavior that they be having. Because Natalie, every time one of the girls were performing, Natalie was touching all over them. Go back and rewind. I remember seeing her touching all over Krishan. She was touching all over Low London. And she was touching all over Stunna Girl. Like putting her hands around their waists, just touching them while they were trying to perform. It's like, move, girl. Like, this is their moment. Why are you fucking it up? It ain't about you right now, Natalie. Fall back. Fall back. Tommy, we see, was a little bit upset because she wanted to go last. And I think Tommy had this idea of, oh, save the best for last. I want to be the last. I want to be the headliner. I want to be the last one to go. But I think they did the right thing with Krishan going last. Krishan's is the most known. Krishan's song is probably the most known. Krishan's song was probably the best. Maybe a tie with Stunna Girl. But like I said, she's more known than Stunna Girl. It made sense for Krishan to go last. She was kind of like the headliner. I thought the opening act sequence was pretty fair. Now, despite Low London, we see her come in at the very tail end. And she wants to do her rap. She's been working on a song, so she wants to do a little song. I don't think they expected it, but she wanted to do it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I feel like Low probably needs to work on it just a little bit. The stage presence, the engaging with the fans. She seemed a little stiff. She seemed a little scared. Didn't really know what was going on. You could tell it's probably her first time performing, so I'll give her a pass. Also didn't like Low's look for the club. Y'all see that? Like, she had that, like, Parisian look. The little Paris hat. The little skirt. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it for the club. It was a cute outfit, but just not for a club or a performance. Oh, also, did y'all see Krishan kissing Low and all over her? I told y'all this girl is bisexual, and some would say, oh, who cares, so what? I only say that because she denies it. When, if you didn't watch Blueface and Krishan's show, he asked her if she was bisexual, and she got mad, and she was like, no. You are bisexual, Krishan. Anytime you're in this group of girls and you're drunk, you're all over women. Tongue down their throats, touching twat, touching titties. Like, let's just be 100. I know Blueface is at home right now going in, pissed as fuck. He's probably mad as hell. So the girls get on the bus, and they're leaving the venue, and the episode ends. So, that's pretty much the end of the after show, of course. However, next week, we got a lot going on. It's going to be a juicy episode next week. I'm really excited, so you're going to want to make sure you're here for what's going to happen next week on the episode 6 after show. We're going to see Tommy. Y'all know how Tommy was upset that she didn't get to go last in her performance. That's going to spill over into next week's episode when somebody carries that bone back to Krishan and tells her. DJ Sky High sends that bone back to Krishan and tells her. And then we also see Biggie versus Stunna Girl. Stunna Girl says something that pisses Biggie off, and Biggie just goes in. So I was like, oh shit, it's going down next week, so you don't want to miss it. Each and every Sunday night, the Baddies West official after show right here on Damien After Dark. Make sure if you're not subscribed yet, you hit that subscribe button right below this video so you never miss out when we upload new content or go live. You never know when I'm going to go live with an after show either. So subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and like the video. When you like this video, it shares it out throughout the YouTube community to where more people like yourself can find us. And last but not least, join the conversation. I got to hear what you guys thought about episode 6? 5 or 6? 5. I hope I haven't been saying 6 the entire video. Let me know what you thought about episode 5 in the comments below. Whose side were you on when it was Stunna Girl versus Tommy? Who was in the right? Who was in the wrong there? I want to hear from you. Also, when they went to the club, whose performance did you like the best? Rolly, Stunna Girl, Tommy, Krishan, or Low London? Chime in. I want to hear all your thoughts and opinions on this after show and on the episode. In the meantime, I love you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.